Over the past few years, serious changes have taken place in the fashion industry. Where will fashion lead us in the future? What trends will become topical? What will designers pay attention to? And what prospects does the clothing of the future open up for humanity? With the development of technology, everything around us is changing. This also applies to the fashion industry. Just a few years down the line and the concept of clothing can change radically. The fashion of the future is when you learn something new every year and absolutely don't know what will happen next. Futurologists make their predictions about fashion. One of them is the development of new opportunities in the so-called between space, between real and virtual. There will be soon come a time when visual effects will surround us everywhere. Digital models already show their wares standing next to the real ones. People are always focused on the future, and as we can already say today, one of the trends that has taken root and will develop in the coming year are the futuristic topics related to blurring the boundaries between the real and virtual worlds. There is huge overproduction of consumer goods in the modern world. Fast fashion can seriously harm the planet, turning our Earth into a world rubbish dump. Aware of the global threat posed by environmental pollution, many global brands are now moving towards conscious fashion. Of course, all those trends that take into account the careful attitude towards the planet will be in fashion. This is certainly a very important factor. And the 2020s is when sustainable becomes not a trend, but a lifestyle and penetrates into all areas of consumption and the creation of clothing. I believe that the future is of course connected with a pro-ecological thinking, with a desire to save the planet. We use the natural ecological materials in the creation of clothing, as well as the preservation of the environment, is currently one of the main trends in the fashion world. Eco-fashion will become the main one in the future, because it's now seen as bad manners to appear in the natural fur coat. A lot of world brands, luxury ones, refuse to use fur and leather. They use eco-leather, even in shoes. Designers are experimenting today, combining their efforts with the efforts of scientists. After all, current developments enable the use of a variety of technologies in clothing. The main thing is that this cooperation doesn't harm the community and the environment in future. If we talk about what is beyond the borders of today, even the most important reversal that we see in fashion is completely new, a merger of science, technology and industries.
Это что нас ждет в принципе в десятилетии. Это совсем новые, так сказать, мержеры, да, слияние науки, технологий и индустрий. В данном случае мода только стоит на пороге того.
In this case, fashion is only on the verge of these amazing results. There will be, if there is completely new and meaningful collaboration between biodesign and biohacking, namely science, technology and fashion. Of course, today we can only guess the direction in which clothes will evolve, but the fact that fashion is moving behind technological progress is obvious. Many designers are also trying to introduce these technologies in their collections today. Of course, we use digital print every time. We embodied our idea through this graphic of the future. It is voluminous. We embodied our idea through this graphic of the future. In modern fashion, attention is paid to the development of wearable fabrics that don't wrinkle, don't tear, and are easy to wash. For example, there are brands that produce chameleon fabrics that can change color and prints depending on what a client wants. There are some special fabrics that are made in accordance with technology. In contact with human heat, the raincoat changes color and leaves prints on itself. I can say that the future is already here. Water-repellent materials are used in everyday clothes. We just put on clothes and they are already water-repellent. We don't need an umbrella. There are heated clothes, for example. This is also very topical, especially in cold countries. You can use not only thermal underwear, but also heated clothing. As we see, the use of technological fabrics can make our life more comfortable. For example, clothes for children from water-repellent fabric can solve the problem of frequent washing of children's items. Heated clothing, a suit that can change color. With all the practicality, it also means amazing savings. After all, these are certain fabrics that you can't always use correctly and without harming the environment, which is the most important thing. You know, we need to keep a balance. The clothes of the future are definitely multifunctional clothes. One of these functions is social communicative. After all, with the help of clothes, we can talk about important social problems in society. An example of this was the final show of the Safe Fashion Social Contest, which took place as part of Ukrainian Fashion Week 2020. This fashion performance took place right at a pedestrian crossing. The aim of the show was to draw public attention to the safety of pedestrians on roads. Ukrainian designers presented clothes and accessories created from reflective fabric. Along with professional models, Ukrainians who had survived traffic accidents took part in the show. The winner of this competition was Ukrainian designer Anna Hayeva. This is very topical at the moment, and in some countries it is mandatory for children to wear jackets with a luminescent surface. And it's very cool that designers are producing it on jackets and on bomber jackets, for both men and women. Our Ukrainian designers sew such clothes and they are beautiful, cool and comfortable. In addition to the decorative and aesthetic functions, clothing should also fulfill the function of protection and convenience, which is very important in a fast-paced world. Stylists and designers should think about it. A very important function is added: clothes as a sixth sense. It is not just to protect, but to anticipate. This is an incredible section of new opportunities that the time has now come to comprehend. Designers are experimenting with new forms today and are using various innovations when creating their collections. It seems to me that the future of design is for innovations, and in the current era, to access supply innovations should still be invented. Some avant-garde elements which will be inherited by other brands should still be introduced, which will be inherited in turn by other brands. But again, not literally, but certain innovative directions will be set. Our concept is mainly in the innovative cut. These are experimental design systems I come up with and which haven't been introduced to anyone else. In the modern fashion world, there's a tendency to deliberately select a wardrobe. I hope that this trend will become stronger in the future. Fashion is moving towards conscious consumption. It's about buying a capsule wardrobe for yourself, really, so that everything is combined and suitable for many reasons. That is, what we wear in summer could be worn in winter, just putting on a warm coat or an eco coat, for example. It's like a cocktail. You need to choose the right recipe, and you know, the percentage of those styles and the addition of some high-tech together with the texture of every natural fabrics: linen, suede, silk. Today is an amazing time, when a combination of elements from the past, present and future is united in fashion. I think that the fashion of the future is not spaceships and people flying in the clouds. It is precisely the person who knows how to show their story, process it, absorb it, and again, passing through individuality, demonstrating it here and now.
И опять же, пропуская через индивидуальность, продемонстрировать здесь и сейчас.
This is not the first year that Ukrainian designer Jan Gritzfeld has been taking part in shows at Ukrainian Fashion Week. This season, with the help of a new collection, the fashion designer managed to transfer the viewer to the amazing atmosphere of royal races. An equestrian club was the location of the show. In order to make the story interesting and to be in it, in order to create this 3D effect, it is necessary that each aspect is filled and be in its very own place.
Нужно, чтобы каждая грань была заполнена и была на своем месте.
Eccentricity, well-chosen locations for show, and the constant search for something new are what makes a young designer stand out on the Ukrainian fashion market. I attend Ukrainian Fashion Week every year because it's very interesting for me to attend such shows, to see something new, something eccentric. I think that everyone will agree with me that it was Jan who always had eccentric shows and everything was very atmospheric. There were even horses. He would ride out on a horse. Melowin was a model. Designer Irina Jus presented the algorithm collection at Ukrainian Fashion Week. During the show, models demonstrated the innovative abilities of the clothing of the future. Our clothes are notable for their transformations. Of course, not everything can be transformed in 20 ways, but our norm is 3 or 4 variations. First of all, it is environmentally friendly because a person buying a product does not seek to throw it away or get rid of it as soon as possible. He will wear it many times while he is trying out all the options. The design of the future should take into account the level of overproduction of clothing that already exists in the world. But this doesn't mean you need to stop demonstrating collections. These could be collections of unconditionally practical fabrics, or clothing using newfangled technologies that will enable the creation of more universal things. In addition, they will serve you for several reasons, or even years. This is precisely the task of the industry to change the system. And in this sense, one of the most important slogans, less is more and better, would definitely come to the conclusion that things will be more expensive, and then you will not need to sew them quickly and cheaply. Exclusive designer clothes will become more affordable in the near future. Great opportunities will open up for renting and exchanging things. What are the benefits? Firstly, you get a quality thing, at least for a while. Secondly, it is economical. And thirdly, it's environmentally friendly. A very large and popular market called sharing is out there. That is when we change clothes or own clothes jointly or second-hand stuff. Resale has almost got to the level of retail and will be on the same level in the next 2 years. So what does the fashion of the future promise us? First of all, according to stylists, fashion experts and futurologists, a conscious approach to fashion which will undoubtedly entail a careful attitude towards the environment. Ecology and ethics are gaining momentum in the fashion industry. Reflective fabrics and heated fabrics are appearing in everyday life. The clothes of the future promise to control health indicators and body temperature. This isn't a full list of everything that's possible in the near future.